Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky delivered a powerful virtual speech to the Canadian Parliament on Tuesday. He asked our nation's lawmakers to imagine that Canadian cities were the ones under attack from the Russian air assault, while pleading for NATO countries to implement a no-fly zone over Ukraine. A pair of Northwestern Ontario MPs who were in the House of Commons for that impassioned speech say it's a moment that will stick with them forever. Ryan Benazzo reports.
Every night is a horrible night. Russians are shelling.
It was an historic address, a wartime president speaking directly to Canadian MPs, praising them for help that's already been delivered to Ukraine, while urging them to do more, specifically to push for a NATO-imposed no-fly zone to stop Russian airstrikes.
Close the airspace. Please stop the bombing. How many more cruise missiles have to fall on our cities?
One of those moments in Parliament you certainly will never forget.
Kennora's Conservative MP Eric Melillo, one of 313 parliamentarians who was blacklisted by the Kremlin just hours after Zelensky's address, says there's agreement in the House that Canada should do more.
I'm happy that he noted the response that Canada has had so far, but he was also very clear that he feels that we need to step up and do more. And I think that there was agreement across all parties in Parliament that we do need to do more, and it's important that we do that in concert with our NATO allies.
And Thunder Bay Liberal Marcus Pawlowski isn't mincing words, saying NATO should grant Zelensky's request.
I think we ought to be seriously contemplating a no-fly zone.
Pawlowski acknowledges the presence of Russian nuclear weapons makes that a risky proposition, but he likens it to the start of World War II, saying unfortunately he believes the West will ultimately be drawn into the fighting and should do so before Putin can make further advances.
We have international obligations. We have obligations to our fellow human beings, and I think there comes a time where you can't morally just stand aside and watch women and children, old people dying and not get involved.
Thus far, NATO countries, including Canada, have shown no interest in implementing a no-fly zone. Ryan Benazzo, TBT News.